Okay guys, these will be a set of videos that will help you prepare for the Year 10 final exam. Alright, so the first thing that you'll have on the exam, there'll be an Excel spreadsheet and there'll be also a Microsoft Word document that you have to manipulate. So let's start off with the Excel sheet, and very important to read your instructions. So first things first, you're going to prepare a spreadsheet model to calculate the higher rental costs of all cars. All currency values are in American dollars to 2 decimal places. So make sure that anytime you have money that it is in American dollars and that it is set to 2 decimal places. Okay? Cars can be hourly. Cars can be hourly or daily or by the week. Those are rentals. So it says here, open the files hire.csv and amount.csv in a spreadsheet package and examine the contents. So there they are there. I've put them on my desktop, hire.csv, amount.csv. Don't forget, we can't just open these files and then start working on them. We have to open them up as an Excel file. So that's the first thing I'm going to do, is I'm going to right click on it and I'm going to open up with Excel. All right, then I'm going to save it as an Excel. So I'm going to go to File, Save As. I'm going to save it on my desktop. All right, and instead of a .csv value, I will save it as an Excel workbook. Okay, so we got that, and let's do the amount then. File, open with Excel. And same thing, we'll do this file, save as, amount.csv, and I will change that as well to a Excel worksheet. Okay, and I'll just minimize that. And there they are there. So I got my hire and my amount. All right, let's see what the next thing they asked us to do. Okay, so first thing is we want to insert 3 new rows at the top of the file hire.csv. Very simple then. I'll just open up hire again. Okay, and I want to insert 3 rows. So put my cursor on the far left-hand side. Okay, when it's in the number 1, I can just double click on that, insert 1, 2, and 3. Inserted 3 rows there. Every time I do something in Excel, I like to save it just to make sure that I don't lose anything. Okay, so I just sort of do that by habit. So that's the first thing I've done, is I've inserted 3 rows in there. Okay, let's go back here to my instructions. So now it says that I've got to add the text and formatting so the spreadsheet looks like this. Okay, it doesn't tell me, it doesn't give me an exact font size or font type or any details. I just have to make it look like this. So I know that first things first, I've got to do a merge cell over these top rows. Okay, and we've got to be very careful because this is worth 11 points. And it seems like it's very simple, but you just got to pay attention to the details, because if you do, it's 11 easy marks. If you don't, you can lose some very, very simple marks. Okay, so first things first, I'm going to tackle the logo up here, Monaco Car Rentals, with this. Okay, so it is 2 lines, so I am going to merge and center the first 2 rows of that. So very simple. I'm going to go back and see where I want to. So I got to merge from A1 all the way over to F1. So I'll do that first. So the way we do that is we select it, A1 all the way over to F. Okay. Merge and center. Yep. And I've created one big giant cell there. Okay. And now I'm going to do it with the second row. Okay. Merge and center, yes. Now, how did I know that it was 2 rows? Okay, that just takes a little bit of experience. Yeah, I could do this in one big giant cell, but as I can see here on the left-hand side, these are two separate rows that have merged and centered. And it's going to make it easier for me to make it look like this if I do that. Take a look as well, okay? Don't forget, I've got to even squish down row 3 here so it looks like that. It's got to be exact, okay, guys? So let's go back. First thing I want to do is I want to fill my cells with a black background, and I want to make the font color a white. So I'll do that first. So I'll go back to the cell, okay, and I will select a black background. Oops, sorry, that's for my text. Yep, I go back here. Little bucket will fill my cell. Okay, do the same here for that one. So I've got a black background for both of these. Next thing is I want to change my font color to a white. Okay, and I'll do the same for that second one down there. So that is white. Okay, and if I'm not mistaken, Monaco back and have a look at that. Monaco car rentals, so it is about that size. And that is a sans serif font, if I'm not mistaken. So I'll go back here, highlight it. Okay, Calibri is a sans serif, which is great. Now I'm just going to try to make it bigger. I think it's around about 48. Okay. Okay. Now, looks like it doesn't want to fit. Okay, I can just, if I select all of my spreadsheet, okay, and then I just click on one of the columns, I put the cursor here so that it looks like that. It's got that black cursor with that sort of funky cross. And if I double click on one of my columns, it will automatically spread open all of my columns so that I can see my information. So this is great. I've got now not just this title spread out so that I can see it, but I've now got all of my columns, all of the information. I can see all of my information in that, so it's easier to work on the test. Okay, let's go back and have a look at that to compare, see how we're doing. Okay, so I can see that's not exactly correct. Looks like it's Calibri, but let's try going to bold. Okay, see how that did it. And that looks roughly correct. Let me try the hourly, daily, or weekly in there and then see if that to round about, like I said, about, looks like it's actually about 24. And same thing, I'm going to make that a bold font. See what that does. Okay. And let's have a look. Compare them side to side. That looks pretty good. I actually think it's a little bit smaller, the headline there. So let's just make that a little bit smaller. Let's turn it from 48 to about 36. Looks too small as well. I think it's around about 44. So same thing, I'll highlight it. Okay. Now I don't have a 44 as an option here, but if I just type in 44, I can make it an option. Okay, let's go back one last time. That looks pretty good. Okay, that looks roughly. Okay, last thing I want to do on my test, it tells me, look, this row has to be squished. 3 has to be squished a little bit. So I'm just going to squish my row down so that it looks the same here. Okay, so I want to go back to here and move this row, I want to, oops, sorry. I want to move row 3 up so that it's just squished a little bit. Okay, and that looks good. Okay, that's 11 easy points that I can get. Okay, let's go back to my test instruction. So yeah, that looks good. Looks like I've got the headline for all that stuff ready and done. Now it says save this as a spreadsheet with the file name test prep followed by your name. Example test prep Mr. Hassan. So I will do that. So I will go here, file, save as. I'm going to save it to my desktop, and I want to do this, save it as prep underscore. Okay, and once again, it is saving it as a Excel spreadsheet, so that's good. Okay, great. Just want to make sure that I've got that file, save as, desktop. Yes, I'd like to rewrite it. Great. All right, go back to my test instructions now. Okay, evidence 1. Take a screenshot showing the cells A1 to F1 of your spreadsheet, including row, column headings, place it in your evidence document. Okay, so yeah, I would do a screenshot of this just to save time. We all know how to do screenshots, so I'm not going to waste time on the video by doing that. And you would take a screenshot of that in particular and put it in your evidence. Make sure that on the screenshot that the marker, which is me, can see that it covers A to F columns, that this row here is squished up a little bit, and it's clear that it's a sans serif font and all that stuff. Okay, let's go back to my test instructions. All right, so for this part, I'll just do this. I think we might run out of time for this one. Place your name, center number, and candidate number on the right center. Actually, for the test, you'll just be putting your name in the header, automated field display, today's date in the left header. Actually, let me save this, and we'll do this next step in the next video. Okay, hold on.